players, parents, before you sign with an agent or with an agency, please watch this video. My name is Samuele. I'm a licensed FIFA agent here in London, UK. I'm actually driving to complete a loan move, a transfer of one of our players, and I've got quite a bit of time in the car. The last video I've done here in the car, just like that, raw, long, you really enjoyed it, you really liked it, and the comments and the DMs were really good. So as you know, in this YouTube channel, Life as a Football Agent, I try to share what I've learned in these 10 years of football and try to help other agents, but also players and families, because it is a tricky industry, it is a difficult moment and a difficult market to navigate. So I just enjoy helping people, and also it's been very useful for me to get to know more people, get to know more clubs, sign players, as you know. So welcome back to Life as a Football Agent. Again, in this episode, I want to give you 10 tips to go through to check before you sign with an agency. This is one of the most asked questions. A lot of you guys, or a lot of the families out there, they mention, even not in the UK, but from America, from Italy and Spain, you mention you want to sign with an agency, you need help. If you're lucky to have choices, if multiple agents and agencies are willing to sign you as a player or your son or your daughter, then sometimes you can get confused. So here's my list. Point number one is understand if you need an agent, if it's the right time, and what you need from an agent. In order to understand this, there's probably another video in the channel that helps you on what is the actual job of a football agent and what an agent should be helping you with or shouldn't be helping you with. So this is very important. I won't go through all the points because, as I said, there's a long video about it, but you really want to understand if it's the right moment. Sometimes it's too early. Remember, by law, by FIFA regulation, you can have an agent only when you are 16 years old or when your son or daughter turns 16. So there's no point in having somebody before that time. And even once you're 16, you really want to understand the level you're at, why you need an agent, if you need an agent. People and families sometimes think that if my son is playing grassroots or is playing for a local team, if I get that agent, I will for sure go to the Cat 1, to a Premier League, to a Championship club, to a Serie A club, to a La Liga club. It doesn't really work that way. If your son or daughter, or if you as a player, if you're good enough, you'll definitely be scouted. Okay, sometimes you might need help, but that help, you don't really need to sign with an agent or with an agency. So make sure you understand if it's the right moment, if you need an agent, what do you want from an agent? Because until you know what you want from an agent, it will be difficult to choose between agents and agencies. So point number two, very important. Once you understand why you want an agent and once you are going through agents and agencies, point number two is to check if the agent you are dealing with is actually licensed. There's an easy way to do that. You can go on the FIFA website or the FA website. There's a list of agents, of registered agents. The agent has to have a license, but also that license has to be active, and that is the safest way to at least make sure the agent exists and is licensed. There's a lot of guys going, don't worry about it, my colleague here, my colleague there, and that sometimes it can be okay if you then deal with the agent that has the license. So make sure you are talking to the licensed agent, and the licensed agent is dealing with you, with the club. It's very important. Point number three on when choosing an agent or an agency. It would be great to ask a lot of questions on the agent's job, on all the agents that you're talking to, their skills, their past, how did they get into the industry, what deals have they been involved with, who they represented in the past, who they represent today, how many languages do they speak. Again, this is important if for example, you want to go to a different market. It's fine, everybody speaks English, but at the same time, if you really want to know the market well, go to Italy, go to Spain. They all probably will be dealing with somebody from that area, and that can make things more complicated sometimes, because of course it's a job where there is a lot of collaboration, and we collaborate as well with so many agents and agencies all over the world. So, but don't be afraid of asking questions. Also, I would say ask questions on a personal level as well. Like, you want to make sure that somebody that is representing you or your son or your daughter has things sorted out in life. What is his current situation? What is his family situation? Is he married? What does he like to do on a daily basis? You want to be represented by somebody that you can relate to, that you can look up to. You don't really want to be represented by somebody you are ashamed of or that is not in line with your values, your morals, with what you want from life. That for me is a very important thing. Too many parents and too many players sign with someone and they don't do the background checks. They don't really understand who they're dealing with until probably it's too late. So super important. Ask all these type of questions. It will help along the way. This point I would divide in point number 3 and 4. Point number 3 is asking questions from a job point of view. So his skills, his as I said, languages, who he represents, which deals he's been involved with, which agency. So all these questions. And then point number 4 is to get to know him on a personal level. So make sure you meet him multiple times. Make sure you ask questions on his personal background, on his life. Make sure you get on with him, because the agent is not only somebody that is representing you when everything goes well, but it's actually when things are not going well, and you will have to speak to him, open up to him. You will have to have a connection and feel safe and feel happy on sharing stuff that is not very easy to share with everyone. So you really want to make sure you are connected and in line with this person. Point number 5, ask about the agency. It's fine being represented by somebody that you like and has all the credentials and everything, but the agency has to be in line with what you want from an agent and from an agency. Is it an agency that is growing, expanding? Is it an agency that provides the services that you are looking for? Do they invest in the development of a player? Do they have the contacts? Are they strong from a commercial point of view? Is the staff around the agent and that works with the agent, so the staff of that agency, aligned with the people you want to work with? That is super important as well, because sometimes agents change agencies and you want to make sure they are aligned in order for the agent to provide his best service. He really has to be happy in the agency he is and aligned with the agency he is. Point number 6, I already mentioned it in one of the previous points, but definitely meet multiple times and try to make sure you are aligned with the agent. Apart from meeting multiple times, what is he speaking to you on a regular basis? Is he willing to understand what you're going through? How's your day been? How's your week been? If you're training, how's the manager? Try to understand how he operates. And one very important thing, and in fact I'll connect point number 6 with point number 7, is ask how much time the agent has. In order to understand that, ask him how many players he's personally looking after. It's fine joining a big agency and an agent that is looking after 50 players and has 10 Premier League players. But if you are starting, or even if you're in the Championship or in League One or in Serie B, you want to make sure that that agent will have the time and will want to dedicate his time to you. Because in this industry, time is the biggest currency. If I can dedicate time to you as a player, or if an agent will dedicate time to you as a player, you are sure that at least he's trying his best. He will work on you, he will speak to clubs about you, he will watch your games live or online, it doesn't matter. He will see you in person, he will call you. And if he has, as I said, 50 players, it will be very, very difficult for him to do that, or at least to give the same level of attention to all the players. So point number 7 is ask him how much time he has, how many players he's representing, because time is a very, very big thing, guys, when it comes to working with an agent and with an agency. Point number 8 is also something that a lot of families and players, they don't really go into. So point number 8 is check if the agent knows you well as a player. It might sound easy and stupid, but trust me guys, it's not at all. Make sure and ask the agent how well he knows you as a player. Go into detail, ask him from a technical point of view. In order to help you, in order to promote you, in order to do well for you, he needs to really like you. He really needs to appreciate you. He really needs to know how you are from a technical point of view. I've seen so many agents go into meetings and the sporting director or the chief scout is questioning technical aspects and they really don't have a clue. They really don't know how to go back at them. They really don't know how to sell you in the right way, or even how you are as a player from a technical point of view, and it becomes difficult to market you in the right way. Of course, you can be there's different positions: defender, midfielder, striker, goalkeeper, whatever it is. But then once you go into detail, once the club might be like, okay, yeah, we are looking for a striker, but we're actually looking for this type of striker, and the agent really needs to know you from a technical point of view. And there is the match analyst, there is the coaches in the agencies that can help the agent with that. But test the agent, test his knowledge, test his football knowledge, and test how much he actually knows about you. This is super, super important, guys. Point number 9, when choosing between agents and agencies, tip here more than a point is like, do a list, guys. Do a list of all the pros, all the cons. Keep track. Try to understand what would mean going with that agent or going with that other agent. Keep track, but in the end, guys, and this is the tip about this point number 9, is also go with your gut feeling. It's fine, you can do a list like pros, cons and everything, but go with your gut feeling, because again, there needs to be chemistry. You feel something when you're dealing with the right person. So yes, you do all the pros and cons, you know, you think about your choice, but at the same time, there's what you feel when you're dealing with someone, and that is very, very important. Point number 10, be aware of promises. I can't say this enough. I've said it in so many videos. Like, if the agent or the agencies are promising the moon, or even like, I can 100% take you here, I can 100% make sure you are playing, all those promises are promises that an agent or an agency can't really do. They can, with actions, show and promise you hard work, but it's always down to the manager, to the sporting director, how many minutes you'll have on the pitch, if the next move will be in a certain way. The agent and the agency can have an idea of the pathway, can have an idea of what's best for you and what their vision is with you, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but definitely they can't guarantee something. And if they start promising things, they are really just after your signature. They're really after you as a player to join the agency, and then they will try to react to that once you join. So make sure you go more with how the agency or the agent works, what's his vision, what pathway they see for you, more than what they can promise you. I recently not signed a player because some other agent and agency was promising him a move. I've been totally transparent with him. I said, that move, I can't promise it will happen. If you feel that somebody else can promise it, fine. Spoiler, in the end, that move did not happen. And I think 6 months gone by and the player is still trying to find his next club. So I see that so many times. It's not only in our industry, you know, they promise things that they can't really guarantee, and people will fall for it. And that's why with these videos, I always like to inform as much as possible and at least share my view on our job. You know, I don't want to sign 200 players. You know our view, you know we are very happy with what we're doing. So I don't really need to do a video to sign more players or to say something that works in our favor. I just say what I really have learned in these 10 years in football and what I think can help players and families. So these are my 10 points. Probably there's a lot more, so probably there will be a part 2 video. Let me know in the comments if it's been useful, if you liked it, and the community is growing. That's what I want to do, help as many agents, families, parents as possible, get to know more sporting directors, more clubs, and take you with me in this incredible journey of doing what I love doing what I was dreaming of doing when I was a kid, which is working in football. So I hope you enjoyed the episode, guys. I'll see you around. Love.